A portion of today's video is sponsored by Sheath underwear. For more information on Sheath, click the link below in the description or wait until the end of this video. One thing that you should never grow tired of, even though it is wearying, is the excuses made from Donald Trump and his administration relative to their bad behavior, even when they are jeopardizing national security. Even when they are leaking top secret, highly classified military details to their wifey and dopey brother via Signal on their personal phone. And that's what's taking place right now in Signalgate 2.0, while they blame everybody else but themselves. When they point the finger at journalists from the first time around using weird passive language as though they just happened upon a package at their bus stop with a bunch of military secrets in it. Pete Hegseth is not long for this world relative to the position of defense secretary. It's already being reported that Donald Trump is on the hunt, on the search for a replacement for Pete, and he knows it, and he's acting as panicked as you would believe. He went on with Brian Kilmeade. Look, if this is what you do to try to defend yourself, is to go on to Fox News, to Fox and Friends, to plead your case and point the finger at everybody else but yourself, you got a problem. I got two clips I'm going to play for you here. The first is Brian Kilmeade introing the segment, talking about Trump defending Pete Hegseth. And then we will talk about another wild projection art in real life on the part of Pete. First, though, the introduction and Pete's opening remarks.
Well, that was President Trump doubling down on his support for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth 24 hours ago, denying a New York Times report about sharing sensitive information on another Signal chat called Team Huddle. Here to set the record straight himself, the current Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, former host right here on Fox and Friends.
What was that, Brian? What was that, buddy? You former secretary. I mean, no, that's not what I mean. I know, Freudian slip. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Pete. I mean, former Fox News host. Which in and of itself is a problem statement anyway, that our current Secretary of Defense of the United States military is the former B-Team Fox News weekend host. Ugh. All right. Here we go with the clip.
The current Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, former host right here on Fox and Friends. Pete,
hey,
great
Brian.
to see you, Mr. Secretary.
Great to see you.
So your thoughts on what's been reporting of Team Huddle and the Signal chat that the New York Times says took place between you, your wife, and your brother and some others?
So, Brian, if you remember when this all started, the first go-around, because this is the second go-around, right? They peddle old stuff, they kick it back up. I said repeatedly, no one's texting war plans. You know why I said that? Because I'm in the bowels of the Pentagon every single day. Just 10 minutes ago, I was looking at actual war plans of things that were ongoing or pending things to happen. Because that's on a regular basis on classified systems. That's my job for the war fighters, for the President of the United States. I look at war plans every single day. What was shared over Signal, then and now, however you characterize it, was informal, unclassified coordinations for media coordination and other things. That's what I've said from the beginning. At the beginning, it was left-wing reporters from The Atlantic who got a hold of it and then wanted to create a problem for the president.
Notice there's no denial there. All that is attacking the messenger. All that is attacking the reporting and not an absolute definitive denial that he shared this information with his wife and dopey brother. None that. In fact, what you do hear there is a weird passive statement when he says, in the beginning, it was left-wing reporters from The Atlantic who got a hold of it. How did they get a hold of it, Pete? Leaky Pete? How'd they get a hold of it? Is it because you messaged them? A person in the thread? Is that how they got a hold of it, Pete? You are tragically bad at this, brother. So the interview goes on. The whole thing, the whole ordeal is about 13 minutes. Here's another little bit more than a minute of Pete Hegseth and beady-eyed Brian Kilmeade going at it here, trying to create some space, some distance between him and the absolute crisis of confidence that the world has in him at his own hand. Watch this.
So, Mr. Secretary, I guess I can conclude this. We know some bizarre situation with Michael Waltz happened with the first time the whole thing with the Signal app came out. You believe this came out, they said it was called Team Huddle, because one of the people who work for you, one of the three who no longer are there, leaked this out as a way to get back at you?
That's right, Brian. When you dismiss people who you believe are leaking classified information, and again, the investigation is ongoing and that will take time, and when the evidence produced, it will go to DOJ, why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary? So once a leaker, always a leaker, often a leaker. And so we looked for leakers because we take it very seriously. And we will do the investigation. Right. And if those people are exonerated, fantastic. We don't think, based on what we understand, that it's going to be a good day for a number of those individuals because of what was found in the investigation. So if they want to keep leaking and pushing and peddling things that try to sabotage the president's agenda, that's unfortunate. But that's how leaking works in this town. We're focused on recruiting, on rooting out DEI.
You're the leaker, Pete. You're the leaker. You're not trying to clean up leaks. It's not because of these leakers that you're in trouble. You, the leaker. You're the leaker. You are the leaker. You provided this information to your wife. No security clearance. No need to know even if she did. And to your dopey brother who may have a security clearance. We don't know. But even if he does not have a need to know. This is the highest level of information that should be very, very carefully controlled because of the fact that it puts our war fighters, the ones you act like you're so there for, it puts their lives in risk. And when you're messaging this information on your personal phone, a phone that is no doubt compromised, that has been hacked by the Russians, by the Chinese, by the Israelis, who knows, that information could then be sent to enemy forces to thwart the attack and endanger the lives of our warriors. All of this is cosplay for these people. All of this is just a fake patriotism parade. It's just acting as though they are responsible, acting as though it's just like Donald Trump when he gets on stage and rubs up against the flag. It's all just an effort to virtue signal, to try to signal to the American people that they are patriots. We love the flags. Look, I have a Constitution. I must love the Constitution. Cowards, weaklings. If they truly cared, he would be satisfied with just being Secretary of Defense and not having to brag to his wife that he's privy to top secret war plans, as he should be, as if he's the Secretary of Defense. He shouldn't be, because he shouldn't be Secretary of Defense, but anyone who holds that position should be secure, should not have the weakness and insecurity of a child going in. Anyway, beyond me, I'll tell you that. What do you think? You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. If you want to help support this work, I would appreciate it very much. You can click the join button below, and for $2 a month, become a channel member right here on YouTube. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are great ways to help support this work, and I would appreciate it very much. I see you next time. Be genuine. Yikes. Take care of one another. All right. Now that we've talked about all of that, I want to talk about something that's genuinely improved my daily comfort. You know how I'm always saying we should follow the evidence? Well, I've been wearing Sheath apparel now for well over 2 years, and I have to say the evidence isn't just convincing, it's transformative. Let's face it, I hate buying underwear, and I'm sure you do too. Everybody hates buying underwear. With Sheath, you can stop dreading that purchase because you'll have quality, durable apparel that lasts. Once you experience the Sheath difference, You'll wonder how you ever wore anything else. What makes Sheath different? That's the question. They're the original creators of pouch underwear technology. Now, I'm not going to get overly detailed here. It makes me a little uncomfortable, but it's essentially providing proper anatomical support that traditional underwear simply doesn't offer. Plus, Sheath donates a portion of every single sale to men's mental health initiatives, something I think many of us can appreciate the importance of. And it makes a noticeable difference whether you're sitting at a desk analyzing political developments for hours or just going about your day. And Sheath isn't just for men. They've developed an impressive line for women too, using the same principles of thoughtful design and premium materials. What I particularly appreciate about Sheath is their commitment to quality. These aren't disposable basics. They're using high-performance fabrics that last, and their ethical manufacturing practices align with values that many of us in this community share. If you're ready to upgrade your underwear drawer with something that's actually engineered for comfort, head to sheath.com and use code Dollemore for 20% off your first order. My team and I have switched to Sheath, and honestly, it's one of those small changes that makes a surprising difference in your day.